you got to keep in mind, we have some really great coaches here over the years who had some great vision. As far as I go back is Coach Dwayne Webster. And, you know, he started the vision of this footprint of where we're at now. And so this portion that we're in now, that's the newer addition to the field house. Coach Jackie O'Neill, he was in gym class one day, and I happened to walk in. He said, you know, I've got an idea about expanding our existing field house. I said, really? I said, okay. I said, what you got in mind? And so right there, we just started drawing on a piece of paper. You know, and you've heard those stories about people drawing ideas on a napkin, and then and then some great things actually result. Well, that's kind of the same thing that happened here. And it was kind of funny because a week or so would go by. He said, you know, I thought of something else. And then I'd come back and say, you know what, if we're going to do this, I think we might as well do this. And so eventually we just kind of hashed it out over time until it grew into the vision that we have and the product that we have today. It's crazy. It's, you know, it's one of those things where we always had pride. But one of the things that we were always taught, and you know, and again, I keep beating a dead horse and going back to Coach Webster and Coach O'Neill, but you got to understand, that's where the pride started from. Those two guys, they built something here that is generational, okay? And when you think about it, what they did is they laid a framework of always leave things better than when you got there. So Coach Webster started a process. Coach O'Neill came in and picked up, and he added to it. And then when he left, Coach Johnson has picked that up, and now he's making it better than when he got here. So that's the thing. That's the difference this place has made, is progress. And to always to increase and improve on what you've got. Man, you know, I'm still kind of taken back by it. And I'm not going to tell you a lie. It's kind of an emotional thing for me, because I don't know if y'all read my Facebook post, and I don't do Facebook a lot, okay? I don't like to put posts out there. But I felt it was necessary when I found out about naming this building after me. I don't know that I felt as worthy as some of these guys that came before me. So you got to understand, this was a tremendous honor to me.
I mean, the idea was a lot more concrete than most things, literally. You know, he was an integral part of getting this building started, and not just getting it started. You know, it wasn't just an idea for him, but I mean, he worked every day until it was completed. So it was something that he and Coach O'Neill and the coaching staff and people in the community, that, you know, we saw a need there, and he made it happen. He was a huge part of making it happen. And, you know, then the process started really as far as the most recent process. It just started a few months ago. Mr. Wendell called me, and we talked it over, and Coach Webster had got in on the conversation as well, and we said, you know, I was totally in agreement with it, and wanted to do it as soon as possible, really. And so, you know, we went from there, and the board approved it. And I mean, it was obvious everybody was on board. There was no, you know, no negative reaction to it, because everybody sees what Coach Abrams does for this program, what he's meant to this program and this community, and obviously the work and the hours that he's put in this field house.
What I did here was a culmination of all the teachers, all of the support personnel, the principals, the students that I went to school with. That was a culmination of everything that I had learned and built upon growing up in this community. You see, there's a part of my first grade teacher in this building right now because of what she taught me. There's a part of my ag teacher that taught me how to build things and gave me the idea that, you know what, building might be something that's in your future. And he fostered my love and my desire to building things. So there are facilities around here that are named after great men, and there are great women, teachers, students in this community that I feel like I'm a melting pot of ideas, of hopes and desires. And for me to have this named this building named after me, you just can't imagine, because it makes me feel like I've made an impact, and I've done something like these guys and these people that I looked up to. So I know that's a long story to kind of explain it, but you got to understand it is a very emotional thing for me.